Using a sphere, I'll start forming a basic shape for 2B's head, paying attention to all angles. I'll add a new sphere, place it down and scale it for her neck. I'll add another sphere, place it to the side, mirror it and push it inwards for her ears. I'll remesh and smooth the front part of her face, carve in her eye sockets, draw her nose, bulk up her mouth area, crease in her lips, then define her lower and upper lips. I'll carve in her nostrils, then add a sphere, place it in her eye sockets and mirror it. I'll sculpt her upper and lower eyelids, continue to refine the face a bit more, then I'll grab polygons for the iris and set a light blue color, and grab other polygons for her pupils and add a black color. With the snap tool on, I'll extrude vertices for 2B's eyebrows, set a dark gray color, then do the same for her upper eyelashes and her lower ones. I'll add a sphere, place it and sculpt it to fill up her head, then with the curve I'll start creating her hair strands. I'll place it, move the points of the curve to shape it, duplicate it, and repeat the process for every hair strand till I fill up her head. I'll extrude some vertices over her head to model her hairband, then I'll adjust her hair around it. I'll now add some smaller hair strands to increase her overall coolness. Nice. I'll create a plane with the length of her head, duplicate it 7 times and use it as a guideline to help with her proportions. I'll create and manipulate spheres for her torso, pelvis, upper legs, lower legs, and feet. I'll add a plane for the floor, then continue to add and manipulate spheres for her upper arms, forearms, and hands. I'll move things around to shape her body a bit, then add her thumbs, duplicate it for her index finger, and duplicate that finger 3 times till she had them all. I'll start sculpting her anatomy, muscles, bones, flesh, and fat, merging different body parts and work on her form and volume. I'll continue to sculpt her body, keeping it relatively simple for now. With the snap tool on and a shrink wrap modifier, I'll start modeling the base of her clothes following the form of her body. This is basically what we call retopology. I'll grab the lower part of her legs and apply a black color for her boots and continue to sculpt it. I'll add a new sphere and place it on her shoulders, mirror it, then duplicate it for her arms. I'll sculpt the sphere adding some folds to indicate fabric. I'll merge her neck to her torso, sculpt in her neck area, then I'll use retopology to model the top part of her outfit. Using the same method, I'll model her sleeves, then I'll resculpt the folds of her clothes for some nicer refined shapes. I'll continue to use the retopology method to model the rest of her outfit over her mammary gland area, going for some nice simple shapes, easy to create and modify if needed. I'll place a curve under her clothes that is shaped as a primitive feather, move the points around, duplicate it, and repeat the process till she has a bunch of them. I'll duplicate the white part of her clothes, delete the lower polygons, turn it to black, and extrude the lower edge loop a few times to start working on her skirts. I'll move vertices around to create folds and delete some on the side over here. I'll continue to model the skirt a bit more, then I'll use a curve and move its points to start creating a ribbon for her skirts. I'll duplicate the curves, adjust the points, and repeat the process for the different parts of her ribbon. I'll go ahead and improve the form and volume of her mammary glands and adjust her outfit accordingly. I'll model her stockings with retopology, then I'll continue to sculpt her boots, refining areas and sculpting folds. I'll get back to her face, and using the snap tool with the shrink wrap modifier, I'll extrude vertices to model her blindfold. I'll do the same for the other part over here. I'll create stitches for her dress by modeling a modified plane and duplicating it all over her outfit. The stitches will stick to her dress using the shrink wrap modifier, same method used for her blindfold and other parts shown earlier. I'll then continue sculpting folds on her outfit, sculpt in some seams, then even more folds till she looks 145% cooler. I'll model some simple shapes on the side of her dress, and now she is ready for a wig. I'll add an armature, scale it up, place some bones in her current pose, delete unwanted bones, place more bones, then link her to the armature and double check that it works. Okay, let me just fix that real quick. Okay, cool, much better. I'll rotate her hips, her shoulders, her body, her face, then move her legs, her arms, and her fingers. Nice. I'll fix some of the deformed parts from the pose, then modify the shape of her dress to make it look like there's some wind, guaranteed to make her 168% cooler. I'll create a cube, add a subdivision surface modifier, and start modeling her sword. I'll scale it, move it around, add loops, extrude the planes, just some basic modeling stuff to model the different parts of the handle of her sword. I'll create an instance with Alt-D, place it in her left hand, then continue to model the original sword, which will also affect the duplicate, again using the same basic modeling techniques, nothing fancy here. I'll add a curve to the end of the sword, extrude and move the points around for this part, then duplicate it and repeat the process. I'll go over the sculpt one last time, refining and improving different areas, then I'll unwrap her face and eyes to start texturing. I'll switch to the Eevee render engine, turn on the lights, then start texturing her lips with a peachy color, add some reds to her nose and cheeks, and some stylized lines here and there. I'll then start texturing her iris with different shades of blues and add reds to the corner of her eyes, paint in her mole, and sculpt her some abs. She now officially has 251.6% coolness. Nice. Real nice. Okay, cool. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to be the first to watch my future videos. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome character sculpts and art related videos. You can also check out my store for full courses on character sculpting, texturing, materials, brushes, and more. Last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, then you will definitely enjoy the next one.